Hello, my friends. All right, so welcome back. So we're going to be looking at encapsulation in Python. So remember, we are already discussing object-oriented programming, Python. Okay, and we are discussing encapsulation today. So this term encapsulation basically means data hiding. So basically, it means restricting direct access to some of the object's components, which means you are able to prevent accidental interference and misuse of the data within that object or within your class. So basically, it would help protect the object's internal state from being accidentally changed from the outside, right? And it also creates or simplifies the interface by hiding complex logic and only exposing what is necessary. So in order to achieve this, we get to use private and public attributes in our class. So let's assume we have a robot, and we should be able to, create a new robot with a version, and then get the version or set the version, right? What we can do is create our class this way. So we have a robot, and remember we have our init function just like this. So we say our robot has a name, color, and weight. Given the value of name set like this, but for that of color, we can say color has to be set using a method. We're going to call that method set color. So what I'm going to do is take off the weight for now. I don't want this to be too much. Basically, because I have added double underscore, this makes it a private attribute. And of course, this is a public attribute. It doesn't have the double underscore, just like this. In order to get the color right now, we are going to be using another method. Let's call this get color. Passing self. And we'll simply return self.color. All right. That's how you get the color. Now to set the color, we're going to use this. Good. So we use set color, self, new color, and we're going to pass in the new color when we call the value of set color, right? When we call this method, we are then going to say self.color, which is, applying the value here, right? This is the method that can change the value of color. If we try to change the value of color directly from the outside, we're going to have an error. So given this, the way to set this color would be gotten from this method, all right? We can add a little bit of check, to ensure that new color that comes in is a string, right? So we can say if type of new color is not a string, let's go ahead and return. Take this off. So we can either return or print. So I'll just print for now. So let's just print invalid color entry. Right? If it's not a string, we have invalid color entry. Now, if you return this, it's much better because the program would be terminated at that point. So we can just return this. So of course, else this would basically proceed. This would happen. We'll set that color to the new color, right? And we can of course choose to even return a message that says color changed. All right. So let's create a new robot. I'm just going to say equals robot, and here I'm going to set the name of this robot to robo, maybe robo1, right? And then let's just put a color of red. Okay, so that is the default color that we have. So I can say arrow1.name. You see, I can actually access this directly. I can even print this if I want to, just like this. So if I save this, I'm going to open up the terminal. So let's open up the terminal, and I'm going to run python main.py. Okay, so now you see we have the name robo1. If I try to access the color, so you see what is going to happen here. You see we have an error, right? It can't find that particular attribute. But then I can say .get color. Okay, I'm not trying to set another one for now. So get color. If I run this, you see we have the value of red. I can change the color by setting it to blue, just like this. Okay, so color changed. If I get the color again, remember I initially set the color to red. Here I change the color to blue, and here I try to get the color. We return the value of color changed, right? So if I say get color, by the way, that should be a method just like this. So I see the new value is blue, right? Okay. If I pass in something that is not a string, maybe like 1, I return this, you see, I get invalid color entry. That was what we returned. And we still get to print the original color, so which means the color wasn't changed. Okay, so this has to be a valid string. Let's call this green. Save. So if I run this, you see we have color changed and we have green. All right, so this is a very simple example of how to set private and public attributes. You can also set, public and private methods. So we can even have, private methods where we say we probably want to just have a method that can be used, straight from the class itself. In order to have something like that, all we have to do is to say maybe we have a color setter method in here, so I can define color setter. I have to use a double underscore as well, so color setter, just like this. Okay, so that contains that new color. So this is what I can call, but then this has to call the self dot color setter, passing that new color, and then our function is in here. Okay, so if I try to call the color setter just like this, let's see what we get. I'm going to comment this out for now. All right, so if I run this, you see we have an error, right? It doesn't know what color setter is. Okay, we have the color setter method in here, but running this, it can't identify that because it is a private method. Okay, so I will put a comment here that says this is a private method. All right, so what we have to call is the set color, and then set color can access the color setter. Okay, so an outside code just like this, the execution here, the code here cannot call color setter. All right, so we have to call set color just like this. Okay, so if I run this now, you see that that works perfectly. Okay, so this would call the color setter, right? That is what we expect to have. This would call the color setter. Okay, so keep that in mind. So guys, this is how to work with encapsulation in Python. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next class. Bye.